Hello and welcome everyone, Lionheart here with the first of my sort of official online battle series. Battle number 1. I'm against my opponent's deck is called PostDeviant, I believe. I'm playing as Macedon, he's playing as Egypt, so let me give you a rundown of the armies. I have, I believe it's 6 units of foot companions. Yes it is. Behind those I have 4 units of mercenary Cretan archers, and then a general's unit of shield bearers. Started off in this woodland area, and then over on my right flank I've got 3 units of companion cavalry. Now I've kept them all hidden in the trees to start with because I basically wanted to see what my opponent would do. PostDeviant, I believe that was his name. I don't know if I can see the chat. No, that's just general chat of everyone that's on now. Thought it might be replay chat. But anyway, PostDeviant in the front rank, he's got 3 units of Egyptian slingers. Behind them, he's got a very thinly spread Hellenic Royal Guard, which isn't going to do him much good. Spread that thin. With a bit of impact force, infantry will break through that phalanx. Behind that, he's got 3 units of Thorios spears. And then at the back, it seems, oh no, he's got 2 units on the right of Galatian Royal Guard, my left. In the middle he's got, as a general's unit, Royal Thorax Swordsman. And then 2 more units of Galatian Royal Guard. So 4 Galatian Royal Guard, and then over on his far left, Skirmisher Cavalry. And on his right, African Elephants, and 2 units of Citizen Cavalry. Let's take a look at those elephants. Good elephant. Who's a nice elephant? Oh no, you're moving! Run away from the elephants. So anyway, I start the match off by moving gently forward with my infantry in phalanx. And I've got my 3 units of companion cavalry up here. Basically, I see that he's not got much cavalry over here. I want to try and make a push up the right flank, which instantly draws his cavalry all the way over, which is good because now cavalry is no longer a threat on my left. So I pull 1 unit into the trees here, hoping that I can disguise them among the trees, hide them, but the skirmish cavalry already see me. So I'm trying to lure them in, bait them in with this unit of companion cavalry and charge them with this unit. But as you'll see, he does do a lot of good sort of quick strikes with his skirmisher cavalry to move them in and out. But he's bringing over his citizen cavalry, so I look at this as an opportunity of I can ignore the skirmish cavalry for a little while, and I'll charge in with my shock troop cavalry and my companion cavalry into citizen cav. I pull 1 unit high, and then smash into the back of his citizen cavalry, charge 1 unit right in there, and then bring my 3rd unit in. By which point, I've basically encompassed all of his 2 units of citizen cavalry, outnumbered. He is raining down a bit of missile fire from his skirmisher cavalry, but I'm able to deal with that. Breaking both units of companion cavalry. I can try to chase off the skirmisher cavalry, but I see the African elephants are coming, and I know that cavalry generally don't do too well against elephants. So I don't want to risk my companion cavalry against them. His skirmish cav are going to outrun me. They're at fresh status, whereas my cavalry, because I've been running them all over the place, are now in the red. So I pull them back. I want to try and recuperate them. Meanwhile, I pushed up with my archers. I pushed up with 3 units. And I've got the 4th unit at the back here. I was wondering where that 4th one was. So they are all there. It's just the banner wasn't showing, it was further back. So I pushed up with all 4 units of my archers, because I outnumber them in well, my number of ranged units. They do have slightly longer range, the Egyptian slingers. They're 150 versus my 125. But I hope to hopefully turn the tide on that. Meanwhile, my shield bearers, my general just staying at the back there. And just forming up behind them with my pikemen, my foot companions. 3 ranks deep's probably the limit of how thin I'd want to spread them. Ideally I want to get them a little bit more blockier so that they can defend and take a bit more of an impact, but it seems that my opponent is going to hold the defensive, so I'm going to have to move to him. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to deal with his skirmisher cavalry. I was trying to hide this unit of companion cavalry in the tree so he wouldn't notice, but he has been able to spot them. I am running them back, believe it or not, but they are obviously exhausted because I've been running them all over the place. But I wanted to make those quick strikes early, take out his cavalry, and then essentially, although I've got this annoying unit of skirmisher cav, I've now got the cavalry superiority. His African elephants, while a powerful shock unit that can, you know, charge through and do a lot of damage, they're an expensive unit as well. And there's not too many of them, and if I can avoid them because they're slower than my cavalry, then I still have cavalry superiority. So I've still got 3 units of pretty much full cavalry. I've lost only 6 men in this unit of companion cavalry. Got their backs turned, which at the moment wasn't a great idea because the skirmish cavalry are now going to come in and throw. Managed to turn my companion cavalry around, trying to do sort of bait him in there and charge back on him, and at this point I thought I'd got him. But he just manages to get out there because they're still fresh and my guys are exhausted. I just don't have the ability to do that. That's why I brought this unit of archers over. If he's going to skirmish with me, I'm going to skirmish back. So I brought these unit of Creation archers over, but to kind of an ever worrying feature is his African elephants up here, which I don't think they've noticed my archers yet. I'm not sure if you can actually see them. I think they can be seen, but he's just slowly putting them across. Now as I push up with the rest of my archers in the centre, his Egyptian slingers start firing, but my archers now reply in kind with flaming arrows. Flaming arrows do a bit more damage. I don't know, I always like flaming arrows, but standard shot is probably slightly better to go for. But we are doing damage across this line, we're keeping them down. And I'm not taking too much damage from his slingers. And my flaming arrows now burning and killing these guys. This guy, I think that's right in his eye. They do seem to be very accurate, sort of javelin men and archers, at getting guys in the eye. Over on the right, I've pushed up with my archers to try and push back the skirmish cavalry. We managed to chip away a few of them. African elephants have pulled back for fear of being set on fire, and we're already breaking one of these Egyptian slingers. So at this point, I was bringing up this unit of archers to hit this right flank here. You can see I'm firing off a volley now, picking off a few of them as they run. I've got a few of them burning on the ground, nicely synchronised there. And they're forming up with their Hellenic Royal Guard as well. My archers are even penetrating their ranks, or at least hitting their shields, setting them on fire, for a short time at least. Still watching that skirmisher cav. Meanwhile, my champion cavalry, 2 of them have gained a little bit of fatigue. Well, they've rested up a bit, so they've gained a bit of their vitality back. I don't know what's the opposite of fatigue, I guess. Their endurance, their freshness. So I'm now having a skirmish match between my archers and their skirmisher cavalry here, which should be going in my favour. Flaming arrows as well, scare the horses, and yes, we're chipping away at them. They're shaken by casualties sustained. Meanwhile, PostDeviant's push forward in the centre because I've routed his Egyptian slingers, although they have come back. I'm now running back through my foot companions' ranks, who I've made a little bit thicker now. Some of them are, you know, they're 4 ranks deep now, with a little bit of 5 on the back. So the archers are now behind, and they're charging head-on into my pikemen. Yes, they are throwing some javelins or some spears just before they go in, which should weaken my ranks, but my pikemen are still going to hold the enemy. As you can see, you cannot afford to charge pikemen head-on. And down the line, they are meeting a horrible fate. And if they are getting past the pikes, which you can do if you have enough concentrated infantry force, like very heavy melee infantry, the Galatian Guard could do it, but my phalanxes are holding. Even here they're pushing in with the Royal Thorax Swordsmen. My men are engaging them in melee and holding and pushing them back. Meanwhile, I'm trying to set these elephants on fire, which as you can see is going down a treat, killing them and bringing them all down, and that is that whole unit of elephants down. He never even got to use them. So meanwhile, I'm pinning all his units along my line, and I've got some archers flanking. I'm watching the Hellenic Royal Guard up here because my cavalry, we've managed to, with my archers, defeat his skirmisher cav. So I can now bring in my companion cavalry, which One of them's near complete freshness, and the other one is at orange still. We're trying to get along the line now before his Hellenic Royal Guard get to us, hitting them with my archers as well to break them. And I will be moving this unit of companion cavalry around the back in a moment. But the reason why I pulled these units of cavalry along is to now do hammer and anvil strikes into the remaining units along my phalanx line, my foot companion line. Although I am holding quite well, except for these Galatian Royal Guard. Because as I said, the heavy infantry, they can actually break the pike formation, but they need to be highly concentrated and have good charge. All the combat animations going on here. They've broken my phalanx here, so I would lose here, if not soon, for the charge of cavalry, and plus I'm being hit by... They're being hit by my Cretan archers. So I charge into the back with my cavalry here. Good charges all round. The Galatian Royal Guard, they're not spear troops, they're sword infantry. They break and allow my foot companions to push forward with their pikes. I do have a couple of units routing here, possibly taking friendly fire from my archers, but at this point it doesn't really matter. The cavalry's got in there, done the damage that needs to be done. These Hellenic Royal Guard Hellenic Royal Guard. Charge them head on with my cavalry because they don't have their pikes down at this point. They've just got swords out, so they are vulnerable to my cavalry strike. The rest of the units have now started to break. The Galatian Royal Guards have broken on the right, as have the Hellenic Foot Guards, and the remaining Galatian Royal Guard in the middle have all broken. And that is where the battle ended. You can see these guys fleeing for their lives, and some arrows still in the air, which is pretty cool. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this first in my series of online battles. If you'd like to see me play as a specific faction, feel free to submit a suggested build as well, because I am by no means a good online player, but I would like to become a lot better. Right now I'm focusing on kind of this Macedon foot companion build, as I'm finding it works very well, because a lot of people don't know how to outflank or how to basically deal with pike troops. So that's what I'll be doing first few battles with. My tactics will probably remain the same, but it'll be interesting to see how various enemies cope with that. So, as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to submit, as I said, a build either in the comments or send me a PM. Feel free to give me tips and advice as well. As I said, I am by no means a good online player, especially not at melee-based Total War games. My strength in online, I would like to say, were always the kind of the missile-based Empire and Napoleon Total Wars, but I am definitely no good at Rome 2 yet, but I would like to get better. So if you'd like to see more Rome 2 online action, comment, rate, subscribe, and leave me your feedback. Ciao for now.